Unit 7, Day 2 notes. Today we're going to talk about using trig ratios to solve for missing sides. From last class, we talked about all the three main trig ratios, sine, cosine, and tangent. And just to recap, sine, by definition, is opposite over hypotenuse. So in this triangle here, if I wanted to find the sine of 32 degrees, it would be equal to opposite, the side opposite of 32 is over here, x, over the hypotenuse, which again is always across from the right angle, so 25. So if I wanted to solve for x, I would first set sine 32 up as a fraction, so I can put it over 1. And then I would cross multiply, like we've done in the past. So that means you have 1x is equal to 25 times sine 32 degrees. You must put the 25 in front. Do not multiply it with the 32. Okay? So in other words, you would have x is essentially equal to 25 times sine of 32 degrees. So then you can grab any scientific calculator, even from the dollar store or on your computer like I'm about to use. Just make sure it's in degree mode. First, on most scientific calculators, you'd have to find the sine of 32 degrees and then multiply it with 25. But if you're using the calculator, the TI-83 or beyond, you can type it 25 times sine 32 in your calculator all in one stage. But since I don't have that here with me right now, technically I do, but don't have time to pull it out. I'm going to again show you the calculator with the regular scientific calculator so that you don't have to worry about doing this stuff at school or use that as an excuse. So on a normal scientific calculator, most likely you'll have to type the angle first, so 32 and then hit the sine button. So that tells us the sine of 32 is 52.99. So let's remember that and write it down. 52.99. And now we're going to multiply that together with the 25. So times 25. And it'll be 13.25 is a good estimation. What did I say it was? 13.25. Okay, just checking. So that's the missing side. All right. Cosine, by definition, was adjacent over hypotenuse. So if I wanted to know the cosine of 22 degrees, it would equal the adjacent side. So here's 22. The adjacent side, or next to the side, is here, 13, over the hypotenuse, which in this picture, the hypotenuse is x. So now to solve for x, I'm first going to put cosine of 22 degrees over 1, and then cross multiply. then you would get 13 is equal to x times the cosine of 22 degrees. So that means I need to find the cosine of 22 degrees. So that's 13 equals x times, let's grab our calculator. So 22 first, then hit the cosine button. So 0.9272 0.9272, I believe is what I said. Yes. And now if I want to get x by itself, I would have to divide by that on both sides. So 0.9272, 0.9272. So now I have to take 13 divided by 0.9272. 13 divided by 0.9272. And you get 14.02. That's a final answer. 14.02. Remember that. Remember that. So x is equal to 14.02. All right. Tangent was opposite over adjacent. So if I wanted to find the tangent of the given angle, 48 degrees, the side opposite would be x. So the tangent of 48 degrees is equal to x over the side adjacent, which is 18.4. So to solve for x, cross multiply, but first put it over 1. Now we cross multiply. So that way you get x is equal to 18.4 times tangent of 48. So that would be 18.4 times 48 degrees. So 48 tangent is 1.1106. 1.1106. And I multiply that with 18.4. And you get 20.44. Now, I will help you set up the first one, but then you can work on the second one. So on the first one, our reference angle is right here at 28 degrees. When I look at that reference angle, I'm provided with the side across from it. So I'm provided with the opposite. I'm also provided with the side across from 90, which is the hypotenuse. So what trig function can I use that involves opposite and hypotenuse? Sine, exactly. So that means the sine of 28 degrees is equal to the side opposite, which is 14 over the hypotenuse, which is x. Now please finish this one and isolate x. Round x to 2 decimal places. For the next one, similar idea, let's look at the reference angle and what sides we're provided with. The reference angle is Q down here, 63 degrees. We have the side across from the 90 degrees, so we have the hypotenuse. And we also have the side next to it, which is your adjacent. So adjacent and hypotenuse, well, that means cosine. So that's the cosine of 63 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is x, over hypotenuse, which is 25. Again, finish the problem, find x to 2 decimal places, and take a picture. This concludes your notes for the day.